Salute. This is Troy Pacelli of Last Call, and I'm just here to let you know that the following live stream is rated R for adult language, highly inappropriate jokes, and oh, who the are we kidding? We have no idea what is going to come out of Gorilla's mouth. Viewer discretion is advised.
Gorilla kicks it off with a verbal grenade. No filter, no brakes, just truth unafraid. Dachshund needs him, he's shooting straight, dropping hot takes at a rapid rate. Mikey rolls in with a file so thick, knows your features, origin, and the politics. History buff with a dev's sixth sense, quoting gyro like it's self-defense. It's Friday, we're bruised but alive, barely sane but we still survive. Push that merge, don't ask how. The Waltons on this circus now. PvP with a smile and a sucker punch, slides and jokes with a logic crunch. Laughs mid-load, chaos contained, but that last line of code, you're getting flamed. Then there's Germ with a side-eye glare, cynical takes floating in the air. Nice commit, he lies through his teeth before suggesting a rewrite underneath. It's Friday, we're bruised but alive, barely sane but we still survive. Push that merge, don't ask how. The Waltons on this circus now. So here's to bugs, banter and brawls, to teammates who roast while catching your falls. Same time next week, yeah, we'll be back, shipping dreams on a caffeine track.
Look, here's the thing.
Fine. Listen,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
And hello, everyone, and welcome to another Waltons review.
Okay, what the hell was that we just saw a second ago?
He just said we're retarded.
That's a new one. That's a new one. Okay.
Well, welcome everybody to another Waltons review. For tonight, we're reviewing Season 4, Episode 24, The Collision, where we got a horny bitch and John Boy can't keep it in his pants.
You mean this isn't the one where John Boy drives his car into a tree and almost kills himself?
No.
Okay.
That was a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that was a while ago. Yeah. And by the way, those who are not knowledgeable of this episode, no, this is not a collision between two cars. It's a collision between a man and a woman who previously dealt with each other back in Season 3.
No, I just thought it was a bunch of assholes who couldn't get along, and we're trying to drag us into it.
Well, if you're talking about a collision between a man and a woman, then we're talking it's going to be a Red Oak episode, right?
Yeah. But Jerm, how are you doing tonight?
Not too bad. How you doing, Gorilla?
Oh, it's been a week, but at least I'm not going to be edge grinding next week, or at least not for a while. And Mikey, how are you doing?
Me and Suzanne are doing great. Of course, it's Friday the 13th, but who knew? My parents, their lucky number is 13. So today they celebrated their 61st wedding anniversary, and nobody left the house.
Is that a bad omen, though, to celebrate your wedding anniversary on Friday the 13th?
I know, it's odd, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's a bit weird, yeah.
And how are you doing, PvP?
I'm feeling pretty happy because I finished work. This is the crazy shit, right? I finished work yesterday, and as soon as I finished work and I put YouTube on, just around the exact perfect timing, I start getting live streams about what was going on in you know where in the world, right? I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm talking about. And I was like, what the? And I was riveted watching those for hours last night, soaking in all the minute by minute information. Right, so yeah, it was kind of enjoyable. Well, I know it's kind of weird to say that, but it was kind of entertaining to watch world events unfold live in front of my curious nose. But hey, anyway, I'll shut the fuck up because I'm not making any sense anymore.
All right. Let's say hello to the chat. Welcome to FKHC 2005. PvP, do you want to read this one?
Okay. FKHC 2005 said, in this week's very special episode, Grandma and Grandpa Walton go to a Diddy party.
Is that what too soon? Also, PvP.
I didn't know Diddy was that old. Is Diddy?
I didn't even know P. Diddy was involved back then.
Diddy. Well, it's now
daddy.
confirmed. Diddy is a vampire. It's been confirmed with this statement.
Yeah.
It's been confirmed. Okay, so he appeared in a previous episode where they got it on in the Red Oak. Okay.
Yeah. Now, did I
God.
give you too soon? Like you guys told me my joke was too soon last night.
I know jack shit about Diddy, so I have no comment.
Oh boy.
All right.
He's in a firestorm right now, man. He's had
Yeah.
so many people go against him on the witness stand.
Oh well, okay, but once
Yeah, well,
again,
when you pay a witness $500, anybody will say any jack shit for $500.
Oh yeah,
And-
$500. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did me. He went over me. He did all sorts of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Brewer says,
whoop,
and
whoop.
Brewer goes, whoop, whoop, whoop,
Whoop whoop.
Oh no, Mikey's
Uber.
alarm's going off again. Oh shit!
No,
No,
that's
we're
a
not. But Boomer, don't jinx it. I don't want
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
shut down for 15 minutes.
2005 says,
Yeah, fucking alarm.
and demonetized. Oh, fuck.
Demonetized.
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 I'm surprised.
Demonetized. They're more likely to go for it.
I'm surprised somebody on YouTube hasn't come up with a great song about demonetization yet, because that could be hilarious if they did it well. And then the video would get demonetized, of course.
Yeah. And Boomer says,
Well, you can use
next
it.
to this one. Yes, she
Sorry.
does. And congratulations to Mom, Mikey.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sir Boomer.
Yeah.
All right, we're caught up on the chat. Oh.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do our prologue here. Through the early years of the Depression were difficult on Walton's Mountain, we still felt a sense of security in our isolation from a troubled world. The building turmoil of the times, it seemed, lay beyond the mountains and across the distant ocean. Then in 1936, we became aware of Uncle Adolf in Germany and Mussolini in Italy. A war was being fought in Spain. Historic events, yet all of them were overshadowed by my acquisition of an old printing press and the prospect of publishing my own small newspaper. Alrighty.
Oh, by the way, would you mind taking Phantom Boomer off of my face there, Gorilla?
Yes, I mind very much.
Thank you. I'm sure he's a great guy, but I'm not comfortable with any guy sitting on my face. I just gotta say.
So was this the Spanish War that involved Franco, right?
Yeah.
Franco was the leader?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, it was.
Just trying to remember my world history there for a minute. I was like saying, oh yeah, Franco over in Spain. Yeah.
It was the start of all of the problems over there in 1936, I guess this is. And I remember, well, since I, studied 4 years of art history, I remember Pablo Picasso did a famous painting called Guernica about how the Yazis dropped bombs on the Spanish people to test out their military prowess. And it was not pretty because lots of innocent Spaniards died. And that is a great painting, by the way, because it does sum up those horrible days. And that went on for, I don't know, was it a couple years the Spanish War went on over there? But anyway, that's for
almost 3 years.
Yeah.
All right.
that's another time.
All right. Now, this we got this here that happens.
Oh wow. Yeah, and Kathleen Quinlan's been in a lot of.
All right.
Okay.
All right. If someone did that to me, I'd be grabbing a stick and sticking it up. I don't care who. If someone did that to me, I'd be grabbing a stick and sticking it up in the air.
Yeah.
It was bad enough she did it once, but then she does it twice, and that's even worse, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now the stunt woman that's on top of these shots is a assistant horse trainer that was on site, and she taught Judy Norton how to ride a horse.
That's nice.
Are you sure it's
Very
a
cool.
woman?
Yes.
Because you know, Mikey, what
Her
is
name
a
is Loria. Her name is Loria. She's an assistant horse trainer.
Yeah, but
I
what
did
is
my
a woman?
research there, Gorilla.
Well,
Yeah, but what is a woman?
Oh no! This is Walton stream. We don't need to go places like that.
Yeah. And apparently knows it, and she goes to lean on the lady.
Godiva.
Apparently they know
God.
each other.
I can't stand her.
Apparently they known each other from the Red Oak or something.
Oh yeah, previous
blah, blah,
thoroughbred
blah.
experience.
Well, from season 3 is what you told me. So yeah.
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 Hello, Suzanne
So-
XD.
Hey, Suzanne.
Hey, Suzanne, how's it going?
Guess what? Suzanne gets to watch the watch party here.
Well, it's a review, not a watch.
Well, it's a review, but you get to see
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, and she calls him a backwoods tomboy. He calls her a stipula rich gal. They invite each other to eat.
What is this X-ray thing popping up on the screen all over here, Gorilla?
Oh, it was just showing the cast.
Yeah, I've never seen that before on a Walton's Friday.
No,
It is
it
kinda
happens
new.
all the time, but it's usually not like pronounced like this.
That's really pronounced.
Wow, pronounced.
It's a bit distracting. Actually, by the way, I Cammy Kotler's Facebook page popped on today. Actually, a couple days ago, and I followed her page because I thought, what the hell? Why not? Right?
Yeah, I don't know how to close it, but
Okay, I don't care. That's okay.
Okay,
It's
here's
fine.
the thing. They take the same route too from school. I think Elizabeth's old enough that if she wants to lollygag and doodle around, they can just take off and let her go. Fine, you can walk by yourself back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
she's
by
old
the
enough she can
way-
walk by herself.
Yeah. By the
That's
way, this gal who plays Ariel, and then later we find out her other name, which I won't say. We'll hold that off. But she's only did this one episode of Waltons in '76, and that was it. She left after this episode, acting. So
She was hated so much in this episode she just quit.
To
yeah,
tell
she
you-
quit. She didn't want to act anymore.
Well, to tell you the truth, from judging her performance in this, it's probably a good thing.
Probably.
Oh yeah, I cut her a little bit of slack because she's just a kid.
Yeah. But she obviously didn't want to be. there.
Hopefully, she went off and did something useful with her life somewhere.
But
yeah, I think so.
hey, if she ever needed a job, I'm pretty sure in about 12 some years there's a guy named Hugh looking to hire.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe she decided just to, go off and have a family or something. Like, I don't know.
Hey, Sif Dan, how's it going?
Hey there, Dan the man.
Yeah, I wonder how he's
Dan-
working.
Dan-
Hey, sit down. How's it going?
Dan's the Sith Dan man.
He's the Sif Dan man.
And
He's
hi
the
again,
working
Sith Dan.
man now.
So-
Yeah.
So anyhow, they're bitching that she has to quit doiling while the other girl catches up, and she makes some aprons there. But I'm in my mom, some with the fancy lace and all. Oh, who gives a shit?
Aprons, one for my grandma, one for my
Yeah,
mom.
that's the one thing I kind of noticed here is whenever Elizabeth does something or gets something, I knew something was up with this gal, this little kitty or Ariel. Always had the
Ariel.
one
and then-
upper.
Yeah.
Yeah, she always had the one upper. Like my mother got some, so I made her iron lace. They had a, and they're
And
racing
then-
spools to see who does chores. I guess that's a fun way. way to get out of chores.
Well, you could go running
Grandma
outside
calls
with
them
that
a bunch of Yeah, Grandma calls them a bunch of heathens for gambling, pretty much. Then straight up, blah blah blah.
Grandma
Blah,
would
blah,
call you a heathen if you were playing frickin' solitaire. Come on now. You know Grandma.
Yeah.
Grandma sees a
we got the
card,
Red
she
Elf
sees
story.
the sign of the devil.
Yeah. Guys, let me ask you a question. Does it look like Olivia Michael Lerner, doesn't she look a little bit worn, a little bit tattered? Do you think that maybe the episodes are wearing on her? I don't know. It just looks like she kind of has a different look about her.
Well,
wasn't she sick in a couple of these episodes? Or wasn't she starting to get... Didn't Michael Lerner get sick?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, yes.
I remember there were episodes coming up in the next few seasons where they wrote her out of the show for a while. And I'm guessing maybe in real life she was having some health issues, because I remember. Well, I hate to give a spoiler. It's okay if I give a bit of a spoiler, Gorilla. I have to ask.
Sure.
Because Ma in a later season did come down with TB in her lungs, and I remember they sent the character off. I think it was Arizona, where it's at dry air, to help her with what they used to call consumption back in those days.
The dry heat was actually the reason why a lot of people from back east actually were cured of most of their maladies. All they had to do was travel into the deserts of Arizona, take in the dry heat and no humidity.
Yeah, breathe in the air, so to speak, right?
Breathe in the air, yeah.
Well, the thing is, in the 30s, you didn't have antibiotics, so that was the best thing they could do, right?
Best thing they could do is go there and relax.
So I remember she did miss a number of episodes at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Suzanne, we'll be praying for your family there. If you ever need to talk, you got my DMs.
I was talking to Suzanne. I was talking on Facebook with Suzanne earlier today. We were chatting for about half an hour, and it's crazy what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully this ends soon.
Oh, I think it will end very soon. Because the thing is, they've been putting it off for decades, basically, and it got to the, it's like, when you get a really bad zit and you got to pop the sucker because it's getting painful, and it's not going to be well if you don't pop it. Well, I'd say they popped the zit this last couple of days.
Yeah. And is Ralph Wade having a libation, or is that just water?
He's enjoying himself somewhere. I don't know where his other hand is, but he's definitely having fun.
All right, so
I'm not going there. Stop.
I made these.
So cute.
I can't believe Cammy Kotler actually acknowledged when I followed her a couple days ago. She gave me a diamond star for the week as a follower.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which
you
was
should
cool.
see if she's going to be interviewed about her time on the Waltons.
Yeah, please,
well,
I've been trying to get. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I haven't pushed it. I only made a couple comments, and I know she's got to be busy. Like she put like 37 people on her weekly chat list. I was one of those because I guess 37 people made comments on her Facebook page this week. So I'm sure she's pretty busy, acknowledging all those chatters. So, but yeah, I'll get around to it. I one of these days we should get Judy Norton as well.
I've been trying. I've been really trying, but she's so busy.
But we're seriously going to have to do like a separate interview stream, and not one of these crazy ones.
Yeah.
I do not want to see those ladies see the crazy shit we talk about.
Yeah, no. We'll try to. You know what? I could probably.
You're respectful.
I could get a hold of her. Yeah. Sorry.
All right. Let's talk about this backstage
later
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of like this here, but don't think I think I like how they bring them aprons, even though it kind of reminds them they're stuck in the kitchen.
If I wanted. imagine you going to all that trouble for me. Thank you.
I like this
Well,
scene.
is it really that much trouble to make an apron? Is it really that much trouble?
Well, Elizabeth's
Not
like
really.
what? Elizabeth's like 8 or something, all right? So you know
Yeah.
she's just a kid. So
Yeah.
I think she did a great job for someone as young as she is in this episode. Hell,
Yeah.
okay, I'm in my 60s. I couldn't sew an apron that good. Okay, just putting it out there.
Yeah, Suzanne could even do an apron. She could even do scarves with
Yeah.
just the right material.
I have a good day when I can put my socks on my feet. Okay, just saying.
Me too.
So they're all happy. They're loving the designs. They even put it over their old aprons. And she goes, "Oh, if I get better there, I could sew nugs or something on them, you know, instead of just putting some lace and shit." So Dad's all happy. He's gonna take her to Stockton. They're even gonna go feed a bunch of deer, you know. But what he's neglected to tell her is he's baiting the deer so they're all in the same spot once hunting season comes along.
Oh my God.
Yeah, here's a good way to introduce this next one. Meanwhile, at the Linville Mansion.
That's
So-
that's a hell of a mansion, I gotta say.
Yeah. Hell, I have trouble hearing my doorbell. How the hell are they supposed to hear this? Oh,
I don't know.
yeah. How the hell are you supposed to hear this? Like seriously, I've hard enough time hearing my doorbell. How the hell are they supposed to hear it? Well, tap tap tap.
Well, you know the one this is another flaw in the episode. If you got a mansion that takes up like 10 acres of real estate, because this thing's huge. I mean, the doors on this are bigger than my apartment. Okay, just saying. Wouldn't you have like a buzzer? Or maybe they didn't have buzzers back then, but you'd at least have a door. You know, remember those door knockers, those metallic things attached to the door, where you go knock, 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 knock with a big metallic thing.
What they need to do is what they had in the old castle there with the rope ducks there. They pull. You have to put all your weight on it and it swings the bell.
So you go, you rang? You mean like that thing?
Anyway, it seems too primitive for a ritzy place. Just
Oh, look, it's a maid. The maid answered the door. What about a butler?
Yeah, that's Verda or Virtue or Vesper.
Yeah, right.
So
shit!
anyhow,
I mean, she's not Aunt Jemima. Okay.
No, she's not Aunt Jemima.
She kind of looks like Aunt Jemima, doesn't she?
No,
she
Vesper
doesn't.
is Aunt Jemima's first name.
By the way, didn't they give the rights back to Aunt Jemima and they're making Aunt Jemima again because the Wokesters lost that battle?
Heard that rumor, haven't seen it work yet.
Well,
but we do have an Aunt Jemima. But we do have an original Aunt Jemima syrup bottle.
Well, the sad thing is there was a real Aunt Jemima, and she actually did do that pancake stuff, and she should still be getting royalties for her name. And then the Wokesters tried to screw her over.
Yeah, PvP. Can you read this one?
Okay, the Phantom Boover Explorers said, "What big knockers!"
By the way, FYI, Edward Franz, who plays Linville, he was Jethro in the Ten Commandments. He was Moses' right-hand man.
This old dude here?
Yeah, this old dude, yes. 1956. In 1956.
So that's like 20 years apart. I never would have recognized him. Seriously.
I know, right?
Wow.
Damn.
I'm sure he looked a lot better 20 years earlier because he looks much aged when I think back to the Ten Commandments.
I know, it's so crazy.
Wow, that is crazy.
So anyhow, this clock here belonged to his grandfather. That's a pretty clock and stuff. But apparently
did you guys think that was kind of an in joke because it is indeed actually a grandfather clock?
Oh yeah, that's an insider Easter egg.
I thought the writers were making a very subtle joke there because those are called grandfather clocks. Even if
They are,
even if I bought it yesterday at an auction, it would still be a grandfather clock, even though I wouldn't have a grandfather that gave it to me.
Or just hear me out. They're just being lazy and go, oh, how did he get hold of this clock? Well, it's grandfather clock. Well, let's just say his grandfather gave it to him, just being lazy.
Well, I mean, both can be true. Your grandfather can give you his grandfather clock.
Yeah.
I still think the writers are making a subtle joke there, though.
Yeah. And so alcohol here must have been legalized again because he's offered bourbon, rye, sherry. What the fuck is sherry?
It's some kind of like a wine, isn't it?
It's what the French call an aperitif. So it's like an appetizer wine before you actually drink, like your Monet and all that stuff. So
I personally would have chosen
Merlot. I'm sorry, Merlot.
Yeah, it's. I think out of the three choices, that sherry would be the wimpiest one.
I think
that's why John Boy picked it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I would have gone straight for the bourbon. But
well, that's but you're. You're better than John Boy. So that's when you would go bourbon first. I'd probably go with either the rye or the sherry myself. But
and here you have John Boy. He's at Boatwright University. Oh, fine school. Blah blah blah.
Well, John is there, but sorry. But according to Judy Norton, she went. Quinlan's character went to a northern school. I never said what it was. Yeah. But she was in the north.
Yeah, that's why she's such a fanatic for this year.
Bizarre costume. For entertaining guests.
I see you're a sherry drinker.
Hello.
Gentlemen, a toast to Spain, to her brave Republicans fighting for democracy and freedom.
Man.
Now, get me wrong, but what did be like the opposites there? Because when you think Republicans, you don't think communism. You think it'd be the other way around.
Well, there wasn't any real good guys in the Spanish Civil War, so
I think basically, if I remember anything I read about the Spanish Civil War, which is not a huge amount, but I have I think a superficial knowledge of it at least. Basically, you had the fascists under General Franco, which was kind of a friend of Francisco Franco. Yes, he was a friend of Mustache Man and Mr. Mussolini. They were kind of all, they were probably communicating with each other through the mail or whatever.
I'm sure they were. Yeah.
And basically the Yahtzees were kind of testing their strength in Spain at that time, and the resistance basically was a hodgepodge, tagged, very ragged group of, democratic thinkers from Western countries, commies. There was a whole group of them just fighing against the state as it was under Franco. So that's about all I know.
But Jared, what you're saying is they're two cheeks on the same ass, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
It was pretty much a dumpster fire. And the sad thing is, Franco, I think, regained power till the 1970s, if I remember.
76 he fell.
76 he fell.
Yeah. He was he was actually the only guy that Yahtzeism served well.
Yeah, because it was a coup. And what he did was that he used the German, their early armor, the tanks and things, to defeat the opposition. So that he took the country without any other fighting. He just took it, like the whole thing. So, yeah.
Anyway.
Well, someone had to. So, blah, blah, blah. They start arguing about it. They're one side to the other. They're testing all their military equipment. Well, yeah, test it before you go into battle here.
Republicans have.
And she's on the side of the Republicans there. They have to win. So she's wanting to go there. And She's fresh. She special ordered some lobster for him. Unless it came overnight. He's never had it. He's struggling to eat it.
And you know why
What
she
the
did
fuck
that?
are
She
those?
did. She purposely ordered a lobster because she knew John Boy, being a country hick, wouldn't have a freaking clue how to eat it. She wanted to.
Country boy.
She wanted to humiliate him. I think in this scene, and she
Oh.
did a pretty good damn job of it too. Because John Boy is like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at Oil and Gray.
I mean, I love lobster. I love lobster. I could eat it every day.
I love it too, and I wouldn't have any problem cracking that sucker open and digging in. But John Boy, being a country hick, doesn't even know what the hell's on his plate. He's never seen one before.
Yeah.
Boatwright University. BWU. My brother went to BJU, Bob Jones University.
Hey, Oiler Greg, how's it going?
How you doing,
Cheers.
Oil Greg?
I'm not sure if I'd brag about going to BJ University. That sounds a bit. I don't know, man. I don't know about that one.
Oh, well, it could be called Blowjobs University.
Well, I was trying to
That
be
was
more
a
subtle.
joke.
I was,
Thank you.
I
That
was,
was
I
a
was,
subtle joke.
I was being subtle. Thank you for making that explicit there, Mikey.
I took your part. I'm sorry. Sorry, PvP. I know you probably would have.
Too explicit.
Got
Too
the same line.
explicit.
You guys are bad influences. Come on. Jesus.
Oh God.
Look what you turned me into. Damn it.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing that's said on the stream tonight. So yeah,
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Oh, my
has to
God.
actually, she wants to go. She wants to go. She's gonna.
Ugh.
She says they're gonna. There's ships coming in. She's gonna leave in a couple days to go there. They're playing cards, and do you think the grandpa actually fell asleep at like 9:30, or do you think he was just kind of acting like he's downing off and just so that those two could be alone to get him some?
I think his actual reasoning was, I can't stand listening to her anymore. Her bloody ideologue rhetoric is pissing me off, and I'm going to go and take a nap. That's what I thought, when I watched it.
Well, he is an old man, you know.
Yeah.
He's a Colonel
Well,
Lindy.
yeah, but I mean, she is awful in this episode. Like, she is such an ideologue. She's got the shades. They should have called her character Greta in this episode, if you know what I'm saying about current events. Because
yeah, but then she'd have to be kidnapped and get well fed and a free trip home.
If she got kidnapped out of the episode, I would have enjoyed it a lot more, to be honest. Seriously, I mean, she was, and this is 1936, right? She sounds very woke in this episode to me, to my ears. I couldn't stand her. It just dragged the episode down so much.
It sounds to me like she has a professor with high ideals that is sitting there putting shit in her mind there to the point where she feels like she has to go off and do something.
Once again, exactly like what's going on in universities today, right?
She had those ideas beforehand. Someone just focused it on Spain.
Yeah. Well, that's what all these ideologues will do. They'll focus on the latest sensationalism, right? Whatever it is.
Yeah. But she was like this beforehand. Last time she was there, she was all high and mighty, and she is a stereotypical shrew.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I can't stand her, and why John Boy is so infatuated. Like, once again, John Boy gets smart again. I liked you in the last episode when you were smart, and now you're dumb again.
Well, that's because the blood all went to the wrong head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, I told you guys he directed this episode, so there's where the dumbness came in.
Yeah, I gotta say, his directing in this episode
was atrocious.
It's an FU out of 10 for me personally.
I'll just wait.
Pretty much.
And hey, Scurvy, how's it going?
Hey, Scurvy.
I laughed many times at the name of his college. That's why I mentioned it.
Okay, good one, Ryder. Hey, Lemon.
Those suits look like someone would be buried in.
Yeah, like a hearse.
Well, John Boy's suit was going to be Grandpa's funeral suit, but instead of they were going to buy them a brand new one, but they had to spend the money on. Jerm, do you remember what they had to spend the money on for the new suit?
I don't remember offhand. Is either the truck or the cow.
Oh yeah, the cow died.
The cow died, right? Yeah.
And they needed the milk.
Yeah. So they sold out the cow's meat.
You can't sell dead cow meat.
Then. Cow meat, yeah.
All right,
Hamburger. Some people
I love this joke here, though.
Soft shell crab or lobster Newburg.
Of course, I don't know what lobster Newburg is.
I really don't know that one.
I had lobster one time and it was delicious. I'm not sophisticated enough to know the other shit. Yeah, only once.
Yeah.
That was back in art school because all my art school friends, some reason we went out and had a combo steak and lobster dinner, and it was absolutely wonderful.
Oh,
but I don't eat at restaurants because they're too fucking expensive. I can't afford to fucking eat lobster.
I make my own lobster tails.
Yeah.
There, and I have it about once a year.
Well, I'm not as talented with the culinary arts as you are, Gorilla. I bow down to your great skills on finding, killing, and cooking and many live creatures in the world. You are very good at that, and I do love the shorts when you put those up.
Oh yeah. Well,
but I am just a lowly bachelor that doesn't. I can cook a potato in the oven. I can make a grilled cheese sandwich. I can even get ambitious and do pasta in the oven, but I am not a master chef.
All right. So lobster Newburg is a classic American dish featuring tender lobster meat in a rich, creamy sauce, typically served over buttered toast or in a puff pastry shells. Fuck, this is making me fucking hungry, you goddamn jackass.
Damn, that sounds really good.
Damn, this episode, you made me hungry.
And you without a red lobster.
You
I
know,
have a red lobster.
Hey, I got 2 lobster tails in the freezer.
Oh, he has lobster tail in the freezer. Ooh.
Yeah, I got them for I got 2 for $8.
So are you saying you're getting some tail tonight, Gorilla?
No, I'm saving those for when Kayla comes up.
Oh well, then you'll be getting lots of tail. Okay, I'll shut up now.
Yeah, he's waiting for Kayla to come.
Not just lobster tail.
All right, so yeah, he's watching the clock, blah blah blah. He's got so different that.
Oh.
Not me.
Oh yeah. You're not gonna get old, bitch. Yeah, you will, and then nobody's gonna care about you anymore.
Oh no, she's not the type of girl that gets old. She's the type of girl that crashes and burns quite quickly and doesn't quite make it to middle age.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that, Germ. Yeah.
I'm very good with that myself.
All right. So she's saying that you have to live nowhere else. How long you live? It's how you live. My grandpa, blah blah blah.
And that didn't keep him from writing the Red Badge of Courage, now did it?
Forget Stephen Crane. I wouldn't be telling you this.
Oh, they're fighting over books, and then they just start kissing each other.
We could bypass most of this dialogue, honestly, Gorilla, because it's tiresome. And you'll just get
going back and forth.
You'll just get some kind of YouTube thingy going on, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so we don't need to hear this crap.
They're going back.
In fact, we don't need to hear her speak again.
I don't need to ever hear her character again. I really don't. Yes, I agree with Germ.
Yeah, they're going to go riding, blah, blah, blah. And we got these here. And my daddy took me down the stand and standing there, blah, blah. But my parents took me to Europe and we sailed for days and then play games on the deck. Oh, fuck you. That's the kind of annoying little thing here.
You Waltons clan are a bunch of primitive hillbillies compared to my family.
At this point in time, you start to know something's up with this girl. Walton's Mountain is not a place for someone who's been traveling to Europe.
Right.
Well,
the livings there, they had money. No. For example, look at the Baldwins.
The Baldwins
been
are
all over the
local
world.
rich. No, they haven't. Their daddy was. Those two girls haven't left Jefferson County in 60 years.
Right.
Yeah, but they still been to Europe and shit.
Okay.
Well, I don't
earlier
know how.
on, maybe.
I don't know.
Way earlier on, maybe.
I mean, the Baldwin's got a nice estate and a nice house, but they're not. Obviously, they're not. They don't work. They've never worked. They've always been like prima donnas.
Well, why do you need to work when you got the recipe to sell?
But they're not. But they're not making millions off of the recipe every week. Come on, let's face it.
No.
Yeah. They went to Europe when they were children.
Yeah,
when their dad was still alive.
They were
had them well
spoiled rotten
socialized.
The money, the only money they still have is what their daddy left them like 60 years earlier. So they're obviously, they have a great estate, a mansion, whatever you want to call it, but they're not rich. They're probably not financially rich dollar wise.
No.
No, they get everything they need through the recipe.
Yeah.
Well, they just take a case down to Ike Godse's store once a month and, keep him hammered because he has to put up with Korabeth, like poor man. And he probably gives them a month's worth of free groceries in exchange, right? So it's symbiotic. It's like a symbiotic relationship. They give, Ike gives, it's all happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyhow, they're going to take Blue, and Blue's he's feeling like John Boy is in this episode there when he sees the other horse.
Blue's thinking I need a chiropractor real bad.
Oh, come on, John Boy's
no,
not
that donkey's really enjoying himself.
I'll bet he is. In heaven now.
Yeah. And let's see. She enjoyed the trip down to Staunton, and Daddy bought her a fairy stone. What the heck? I gotta look up what a fairy stone is.
As far as I know, it's a false gem.
Just be careful when you Google that. You could get multiple answers, I'm guessing.
Oh, God, no, I didn't even see that. Fuck, no. I'm just kidding. Fairy stone versus several things.
It's just like if you want to get an oil change in your car, don't put Amish in the sentence, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, let's see. A fairy stone is a mineral that can be found in the frozen geode or the omni geode, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. Can someone put that in carrion eating terms for me?
It's just a false gem.
I got no idea.
It's kind of like fool's gold for rare stones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Herm is right. It's like it's just a form like gorilla. Like you have if you had a bit of an ounce of real gold, you would know. I mean, you would know the difference. So if you have this fairy stone and you come across a diamond geode, you would know the difference. So yeah.
Okay. Let's catch up on chats here. Say me too. In Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Portsmouth. Say it right, or
no, he says Portsmouth. It says Portsmouth.
But it's pronounced Portsmouth.
Well, fucking spell it
I was corrected. I was corrected when I pronounced it exactly the way you did.
Tell them to learn how to spell.
New England, tell them how to spell.
That's Scurry's at Surf and Turf, exactly.
Yeah.
And just had a bowl of New England clam chowder with some goldfish from the. That actually sounds pretty damn good. I've only had clam chowder once.
I've
had
not
one clam chowder, but the grocery store's closed. We're
on
soda.
Yeah.
I'm a soda
come on,
connoisseur.
I mean, you can't spell connoisseurs. Come on, work on it.
Yeah, apparently Boomer doesn't like lobster because he says lobster equals large cockroach.
Large cockroach. Yeah.
Lobster is actually delicious.
Well,
if I was rich, I'd probably go out and have a lobster dinner, but I'm not rich.
Well, cockroach. If the cockroach is as delicious as the lobster, then I'll eat a cockroach.
Oh, have you ever lived in a place with cockroaches?
Oh, please.
Nope.
You don't want to, and you will not ever want to eat them if you've had 6 months of killing the little fuckers like I had one time.
Oh, yeah.
They are disgusting creatures.
Yeah, hey, you devour them there to send the message back to the hive. To not to fuck with you.
They're just horrible. I it's been like since art school. You know, the sad thing was I had a great apartment. It had lots of light, lots of room. It was cheap. It was like $575 a block away from Davie Street. You know, it was a 10-minute drive to the college. It was perfect, except it was infested with fucking cockroaches, which fucking ruined it all.
Sure. A nest of them.
So John comes in and asks her if he heard about Ariel. He goes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, apparently they're getting compared to her parents, and they're gonna lose. Blah blah blah. You know, I've always heard that.
Yeah.
So John Boy's trying to get into her pants, and Blue's trying to get into this horse here. You know, perfect matching.
Oh boy!
Just don't do it while they're riding them.
So what comes? What is produced when a mule, or is this a mule or a donkey? I can't remember.
He's a donkey.
So if a donkey mounts a horse, what would the offspring be called?
A mule.
A mule.
Okay, another mule. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I get confused. Blue is mule.
He might be a mule in real life, but he's supposed to be a purebred donkey.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I want to also remind you the reason she called her horse Lady Godiva. Well, Lady Godiva was a real person who was a freedom fighter during World War I. So that's why she named the horse Lady Godiva.
I thought Lady Godiva got naked and rode through the streets or something on a horse.
Something like that, yes.
Yeah.
Well, how do you think she got the information from the German?
Well, she showed. I think she bare it all. If I remember, she had a famous ride where she was buck naked, as people would say.
Hey, she did do the stroking drinking running through those streets, you know.
There you go. Well, for example, you show a little TNA and they'll tell you everything.
You're right about that, Gorilla. Oh, man.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Let's just get this. Let's just get through this.
Yeah, we're almost done.
She has to prove a point by jumping over it, and Blue's laid the ass and told John Boy to fuck off, so he went around through the gap.
Yeah, John Boy falling for it. He's like, "Fuck that! I'm just going to go through the hole in the fence."
Hey, welcome, Curtis.
I think it was more that Blue told him to go fuck himself on that one.
Well, he didn't want to. He didn't want to hurt Blue by trying to jump that shit.
Yeah, and hey, Curtis, how's it going? And
hey there, Curtis.
Mr. Spock is a mule.
Okay, I'm going to ignore that comment.
All right, so
I say that Spock is
so we got this issue just sitting here. And he's telling her that they're and they start kissing. He's trying so hard, but she's trying. But the only way she's gonna give him some is if he agrees to go to Spain with
Of course
them,
I have.
which she said, which was $200.
Yeah.
So $200 in 1936 is equivalent to not 46, 36, you dumb cunt.
Well, didn't John Boy already have to pay $500 off for his printing press?
$550. He's still doing it. So exactly. It's basically $4,500. It's $4,625.40 today.
So okay, so John Boy has a decision to make. Paying the $5,500 off to get a printing press and publish a newspaper and get experience running a publication and getting subscribers and writing articles and all that good shit, or he could spend all that money, $200 in 1936, and run off to Spain with a crazy woman that will probably get them both killed in a war that he doesn't really care about.
All right. Whatever
easy choice, I would say.
See, the thing is, she didn't flash him, so she couldn't persuade him.
John Boy should just cut her loose. She's a lost cause.
But anyhow, blah, blah, blah. She told him, sell your car, sell your book, sell it. Blah, blah, blah.
Sell your soul.
Yeah.
That blue runs off after the other horse, still trying to get them. And so John Boy had to walk back.
Yeah, I can't believe she actually said. Yeah, I can't believe she actually said to him. And I know someone who can introduce you to, Hemingway.
Yeah,
of course.
That was one of the things about the Randy Donkey. They couldn't get him to stand still, so they just had to film it for John Boy to run.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, her saying, I'll introduce you to Hemingway. It's like, she's full of shit. She isn't going to know where the fuck Hemingway is from one day to the next on the battlefield. Like, screw off, Selena. She's just baiting him with bullshit to try and, she wants to grab him by the nose and make her follow her everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, Gorilla, you can remove my name and face and everything. We're covering PvP again. Oh, there you go.
Damn, Mikey, you're sitting on my face. Damn it.
I was not sitting on your face.
Damn it.
I can't breathe.
I like this. This is one scene I actually did like when he's saying, please be careful, and they actually are.
Well, they got to be careful with him, too, because he's an old man.
No, but they actually gave a crap. I've had movers that they don't give a shit about your belongings, and they just chuck it all into a bin or something. I've dealt with those assholes. These guys are actually professional.
Oh.
Yeah, you just said it's 4 times your combined age.
Yeah, well, you come over here because you're talking.
Oh, hello, Horseby.
Oh.
Goodbye, horse.
Oh, we don't need to see that either, really.
Yeah, so this here, I really like this here.
Careful. That clock is 4 times your combined age. So please be careful.
4 times your combined age. So what would you say? 50 for each one?
No, just round them off to 30, 35. So.
Oh, they look kind of old to be 35.
They're older than 35.
They're meant to be about 30, 35.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. When I was 35, I didn't look that old. These guys are like pushing 50.
Well, let's round it up to 40 for easy math here. So
I'd say that clock's close to 400 years, roughly.
So
that clock would be about 200 years old.
Oh, no, it's older than that.
Let me do for easy math here. Let's say they're both 40. So that'd be 80, and 80 times 4 would be 320. 320.
Right. Which is close enough to 400.
So that
which is too old for that clock.
Yeah, because I would set it in the 1500s.
Just about.
Well, if the clock, okay, wait a second. Well, if he's saying 320 years, and this is 1936, so if you take 320 from that means that clock came from the 1600s. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That is 1750 at the latest for something like that.
So we're
not from the 16th century.
We're saying the writers and Richard Thomas as the director fucked up one more time.
Or just like a simple mistake when he's saying 4 times your combined age. What he really meant is take your age and times it by 4.
Either that or
4 times 40, which would be
160. Oh God!
Are we seriously doing math?
Or something,
Are we seriously doing mathematic calculations on a fucking scene that really doesn't matter?
Yes, because that just showed how
that puts my statement to rest that this episode is shit. and we're talking about a shit scene and a shit episode that doesn't matter. We're shit.
And I hate math here. And Curtis says, "Fuck,
fuck."
I prefer con.
And let's see. Curtis says, "Mike, you want to read this one?"
Yeah, sure. This sequel to Lady Chatterley's Lover is weird, but I spelled it correctly for him, and then I said she was essentially nuts.
Yeah. So
she was Lady Chatterley.
Are you saying
was a nut
she was?
Job, but she looked good.
Was she sensually or essentially? Like, is that the correct spelling?
It's better to say sensually because if I say sexually nuts, that might offend some people. So, yeah.
Boomer's doing the checking for us. I just checked online. The first long case grandfather clocks were being built in 1680.
Okay, 1680. But he's saying with 320 years of minus 1936 would make it 1616. That's still way off.
Okay, so maybe Turbo's right in their 30s there.
I did my math.
I was just doing 40 for easy math there. So, anyhow, let's get off the clock.
Okay, let's get off the clock.
Are we going? That's what Gorilla's favorite part of the day is when he gets off the clock.
When he gets off on the clock.
That's when I go, Master has set Dobby free. Dobby free.
Is that how irritating her voice is? Kathleen Quinlan, is that really how?
That was a Lord of the Rings thing, I think.
No, Harry Potter. Come on.
Harry Potter.
Well, I tried. I really tried to get into Harry Potter's movies when Gorilla. I remember watching them. I love it. Gorilla, you were great. I just couldn't get into that franchise, dude. I just
that's
couldn't.
because you didn't try hard enough.
I liked it. I liked it. It was good, but it wasn't good enough for me to ever think about it again.
All right, so she comes in and then she's telling he's been putting off. They lost everything. He lost the house, the farm. They lost everything but a couple personal values.
Selena.
And they let him keep a little small farm. And she tells him to fuck off. He tells him it's best he just leave.
Selena Linville right now. I ain't being a hero and a great writer, but John Steinbeck is in California, and Robert Frost is in New Hampshire, and William Faulkner's in Mississippi, right?
If you say so.
And John's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh my
God. So I'm just gonna nod and act like I know what you're talking about.
Well, that's one of the best scenes in the episode is when Paul is still eating his sandwich. And he's like, well, you're this geeky guy that knows all about these weird writers that I'm never going to read, John Boy. So, of course, I'm going to agree that if you said they were on the moon, I'd say, yeah, sure, John Boy. I just wanted to finish my damn sandwich, my son,
But it was a what they call a dumbstruck expression, a gesture. And Olivia and John pulled it off just perfectly. I'm dumbstruck as hell. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, it's great. This was one of the better scenes in the episode, actually.
Yeah, it probably fit Richard perfectly. Just act like dumb fucks, and I'll take a picture of you two, and with your expression as I'm mentioning authors, off the top of my head. Yeah, exactly.
No, but once again, he gets to be great in the scene. I'm talking about Paul.
Right.
He gets to show his acting chops again because his facial expressions, as we've talked about in previous episodes, are just about right on target, right? So
right,
yeah.
And you can't fake it, but you can't fake them, which is great, right? That's why he's so good.
Oh, he never fakes it. That's why I love him as an actor. He never fakes it.
Yeah. So
only behind the scenes.
Only when he's with Olivia upstairs.
Yeah.
I was 20.
Didn't know you ever let girls upset you.
Yeah, he just went along with it to try to get up the skirt.
Only one.
You comparing me to Selena?
It was my salvation you were after.
You were worried about whether I was going to spend eternity in heaven. I was worried about the next half hour.
Yeah, and don't tell me we all don't know what that next half hour entailed.
Oh, I think. Look at that! Look at that smile on her face.
There's her expression I told you guys about. What was it, last week or the week before? And Judy Norton said that is her boom chicka wow wow expression. She's boom, ready.
Wow wow. I really
I got a question. I got an honest question. Is there any been another mainstream series that lasted and was as popular as the Waltons that had a man and a wife that were such total horn dogs throughout the series, and still the censors didn't give a shit? They were like, "Hey, you're horny, go for it." Because every time Olivia smiles, you know what she's thinking about, what she's going to do with John tonight.
But you know what? I'll tell you one series you never saw that was Little House on the Prairie, and they had all those girls, and I'm like, but they never. I mean, like Michael Landon and the other lady, whatever her name was, didn't really talk about it that much.
See, this is why I don't like Little House. I watched a couple episodes, and I was like, I'm done with this. This is I thought it was saccharine. I thought it was
sappy,
exactly. So where as opposed to that show, the Waltons is grounded. It's realistic. I mean, not always realistic, because I know they bend the rules with history at times, right? Most shows do that, but still, basically, the Waltons is a very grounded show with real people facing real problems in the real world. And God, I miss shows like this. Like, have they made a show like this in the last 30 years? I don't think they have they?
No, not anything comparable. Gorilla just had to step away for a moment.
Gorilla has gone to his bunk.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to thank Boomer for checking on
you didn't get that Firefly reference?
Sort of. And then Boomer says, I gotta go. My movie's going. Babylon 5 after the movie. Last 2 episodes of season 4. Okay, and there's the Cosby link.
I'll be there after, Boomer. I'll be there after.
Hi, Boomer. Thank you, buddy.
Have fun, man.
Yep.
Yeah, Boomer.
See you, Boomer. All right, so.
I guess we did have a few set twos.
What the fuck's a set twos?
I don't know. Some Southern drawl language.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm glad you decided to marry me then and try to save me later.
I'm still trying.
You're like, oh, fuck. He's trying to get me to start going to church again.
God damn, he's quoting scripture again.
Is that kind of a running joke through the series that John never goes to church?
Yeah, he doesn't feel like he. Yeah, they actually explained it in season 1, but I can't remember the exact explanation.
Well, I don't think he feels like he's like, hey, if I want to talk to God, I can do that directly with a prayer. I don't need to go to a building to do that, right? I think something like that.
He talks to God on his own. He's spiritual, but not religious. I think they don't outright say it, but I think they kind of imply that he's that he thinks that the church is kind of like a cult type thing, and he'll shut Olivia the fuck up.
Yeah, I get the organized religion thing is not John Walton's bag of cookies or whatever, right? So yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Well, it's not favored by him. Well, you see, my wife is what we called at one time the circuit preacher. We talked about that, and I feel like if I have to confess anything, I can confess it to my wife, and she'll listen to me.
Well, you're damn well better, Mikey, if you want to keep your wife happy.
But the problem is, there might be some stuff that you need to confess that you don't want to confess to your wife.
Okay. All
right. So,
what the hell?
I don't even remember that scene. He's right in his
Actually, this is one of the better scenes too. If you want to play a little bit of, because John's like so pissed off here.
Yeah. No, he's right in the thing there. Then she gets this pencil box. It's so nice that Ben just gives it to her. She hugs him. And his smiling is nice, and so she goes down to get a pencil, I like this.
Yeah.
You need a pencil.
This is a
You need
good
a pencil.
scene.
You're probably going to make some mistakes. And so, better sell you a pencil with an eraser, huh?
Well, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah. And he's talking about how pretty it is there.
Yeah, this
And
is so
she
good.
comes look good. And I had a pencil box and it has flowers on it. Fuck you.
Yeah, and they imported it from France. Your pencil box sucks shit, Elizabeth. Well, that's what she's saying, basically.
Yeah,
but why
so
is
they're
it
going to go to
that,
school, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So they're working. Here's the scene I want to play, though.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Face on you would curdle chances milk.
I'm sorry, I know I haven't been a real pleasure to live with lately.
You haven't gone so far as to say that.
I like that.
I won't
Your face could curdle chances milk. Now, curdle, that's how you get cheese curds. The cheese curds are delicious.
I'm hot under the collar. I've been called one of the scared rabbits of the world, afraid to leave my briar patch, all because I won't go over to Spain.
This war she's talking about over there is something that endangers the things you believe in and the folks that you hold dear.
You know, that's a good point. Like, that's kind of like what's going on today. Why the fuck should I give a shit about what's going on overseas? Like, obviously, we got people in the chat that have family over there, you know, and you know, and I wish all the best for the family. But like, what do we got? Why should we get in the middle between Ukraine and Russia? And us meddling is part of the reason why they invaded.
I think we should talk backstage about this stuff because I have other things to contribute that are more up to date. I won't state them.
All right.
Well, anyhow, I'm trying to make Grandpa's a good point that's not affected over here, but
Seems awful far away to me, Grandpa.
Of course, things were different down in Cuba in '98. There were no ifs, ands, or maybes. My best friend over at Schuyler Way had been blown up in the battleship Maine right there in the harbor, and I was just itching to take off.
17, when I was called up, seemed the whole world was at war.
okay. So John, so this timeline, John, hey, Jerome, did we establish a couple episodes ago about John Boy and John there? Because he went to France when he was 17, but by that calculation, John Boy would already be 4 years old when he was a
I think they got it a little bit wrong on that one. Yeah. Unless he is way, way younger than he's supposed to be.
He claims to be. Yeah.
Who, John Boy or John?
John was 17. He's only 36 now.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, otherwise, he knocked Olivia up when she was 13.
Yeah, and then produced 6 more after that.
Well,
So,
I mean,
something's not mathing right. Something's not mathing here.
Yeah, they got a missing decade somewhere there.
Yeah,
somewhere.
Oh no! But the first war was what, 1914 to 1916 or something like that.
The U.S. it was 1917 to 1919.
And then it was September of 1917 that we entered.
Okay, so we're talking like 1936. It's like roughly 20 years earlier. The war was in full swing, right?
Well, no. When he was 17, sorry.
No. I'm just saying, 20 years ago, plus him being 17, he would be like 37 right in this scene. Right. It's not totally implausible. Like, okay, he seems like a little bit too old here, but how about if he joined the war like early, like in 1914? No, this says 17 though. Yeah, they fucked up a bit, but
did he say? John say earlier, like that that he and Olivia met before he went to war?
Oh, well, no. Here's the thing with these older shows: they didn't think in 50 years people would be sitting here and analyzing their dates. They just picked a number that'd be good.
No, back in 1970 when I watched the show, if you didn't see the show the day they broadcast it, you expected to never see it again because there was no VCRs. There was no well, you might get a rerun if you're lucky in the summer, but don't hold your fucking breath, right? No VCRs. There was no DVDs coming out the next year. You know,
Right.
if you missed an episode back in those days, you were basically fucked. You might as well, you know, just stick a shotgun in your mouth if you're that desperate to see the episode. You know what I'm saying, right? I'm not going to conclude that, but you know what I'm saying.
Curtis says he wears his boots in bed. What the hell?
Yeah, he had his wedding boots still on. He was in bed.
But that's what Olivia likes, right? She likes to get some booty when she's getting boots.
Oh, no.
And Scurvy say hi to Curtis because he had to step away for a bit. But anyhow, back to they just
all right,
said the people will be watching this closely for their math not mathing.
If you're coming on this stream for accurate mathematics, I say just go watch a mathematics stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can stop the Kaiser over there, he'd be over here.
Sure.
Did Germany really in World War One have ambitions to come to America?
I doubt it.
No one did. No one had any clear ambitions in World War One. It's just that everyone had very complicated treaties. Someone shot the Kaiser, or actually blew him up. And then
no, it was an Archduke.
Oh yeah, Archduke.
No, that was Archduke Ferdinand.
Archduke Ferdinand. I think that rock and roll band took the Ferdinand name, did they not? Like 30 years ago.
Franz Ferdinand. Yeah, they did a song
Ferdinand.
called
Yeah.
Marco.
I always
Yes.
thought that was kind of rude to name your band after a necessitated person, but
Hey,
whatever.
I'm glad they named a song called Michael because according to Suzanne, she's got like 3 songs that mention her name, and I got maybe 2 at the most. So,
I bet if I looked up William in song titles, I'd have 100 songs with my name, but I'm not going to bother.
Yeah, but anyhow, I don't think they had the ambitions to come to America. The only reason
No,
the only
no.
reason that we even entered the war was because the unrestricted warfare there, which we had American citizens on the Lithuania, which Britain was transporting military arms in the cargo bay, which technically, so this would be Britain's fault. They sunk that, and then not only that, I'm still not totally convinced that this happened, but it's recorded history where they claim that they intercepted a telegram going to Mexico saying that they would fund their war against the United States to keep us busy.
This is the Second World War.
No, that's the first one.
No, it's the second one.
No, look it up.
German advisors went to Mexico City. There was a couple of Mexican, foreign ministers, and they were trying to talk with Mustache Man to see if they could get people to come up from Mexico through the Rio Grande. And
they did this in World War One. They did it in
No,
World War
that
One
was
to
World War
keep us
II.
out.
No, that was 2.
All right.
Look it up, though. Look it up.
Can we
I
get
distinctly studied this.
Oh my God.
I know, and I studied it too, girl.
Welcome to the Waltons Frozen stream that'll go on for the next 8 hours arguing political dates about politics.
Oh, no. This thing is almost over.
I don't care when it was or who did it or who did what or who did this or who did whoever. Let's just get through. This is a good scene, and we got the great actor Will Gear on screen. So let's continue if you don't.
Lemon's the gorilla's right. The Zimmerman telegram. Okay. Thank you, Lemon.
That's
Thank
great.
you
I love it. I love it. Because I'm not even going to get. I'm not even getting
January
into this.
1917. It was January 1917. But anyhow, back to the episode there.
Yeah, back to the episode.
The men in our family don't go off looking for a fight. But if the cause is clear, I guess we're right in there.
Of course. No reason to think you'll be an exception, son.
Now, do you think that was foreshadowing? Who wants to come?
Not really. Everyone knew at this point war in Europe was a guarantee.
Yes.
Oh, okay, but I think the writers put. I was wondering, maybe the writers put that as foreshadowing for upcoming seasons.
Well, yeah, major spoilers, but I'm not going to give them.
No.
No, at this point in time, they didn't believe they were getting that far in the series.
Oh.
Until it actually happened,
Feels
they were
that way.
planning to end the series with the outbreak of war.
Right.
Well, that'd be a shitty time to stop.
Okay.
Maybe you're just taking this whole thing too serious.
You know, she got me to asking myself some important questions. You know, what is courage? What makes a man a coward? I think I came up with some good answers myself.
Oh yeah, you always think you come up with good answers.
Remember, he's
Yeah.
the smart ass. Everybody else around him supposed to be stupid.
Yeah, I'd rather be a smart ass than a dumbass.
Well, maybe true. In some
Either way,
instances.
you're getting your ass kicked.
Yeah, you are getting your ass kicked. That's true. Good one. Good one.
Well, John Boy ain't getting any ass in this episode. That's for damn sure.
Are you sure about that? Yeah, you know how many cuts?
Hey, Gorilla.
What?
Gorilla. Don't spoil it.
I don't like being called a coward just because I don't want to go fight in a war, which is basically somebody else's war. See, it seems to me that the true test of a man's courage, the true test of what a man is, comes in the little ways, you know?
Did you catch that Grandpa's little look like, what the fuck you getting on about, John Boy? He might have some great words here.
He's using some philosophical words that Grandpa's trying to comprehend. And
Oh,
John
so
don't care.
you're thinking, so you think Grandpa's trying to run through his brain, trying to get it in crayon eating terms?
Absolutely, I think he's trying to like mull it over, say, "What the fuck? What are you talking about?"
I think
Day to day, hand to hand.
Oh, go play the rest. Play the rest. Yeah.
Skirmishes of life.
There's plenty of skirmishes around here.
Yes, plenty going on right around here.
Yeah. And, you know, stuff we don't think is skirmishes, you know, but.
I think every day is a skirmish.
Yeah.
Getting out of bed is a skirmish. Going to buy groceries is a skirmish. Putting gas in your car is a skirmish. Because it all takes effort, and if you didn't do it, you would be losing the battle in life, would you not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, you can't come back to newspaper headlines and bands and cheering crowds.
And all those naked girls that are going to line up after your big shot publisher, John Boy. Think about those girls.
Yeah, no, they would be lining up for a publisher.
No, but
Only the man knows
he's
for
going to
sure.
do like a National Enquirer publication. It's like naked women in Walton's County. Like, okay.
Oh, the only naked women he's gonna get is if he starts doing photos for the National Geographic.
Yeah. So do you
There you
think
go.
that Selena? Okay. So do you think that Selena either wants him to be A, a soldier, B, a journalist, or C, neither?
I think she
just wants him to be a toy to drag around Spain on a leash.
Yeah,
so,
I think
so you mean like an early boy toy, 1930s style.
she totally wants him to be a
like
boy toy.
More like a pet.
A pet? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, a pet. Right.
Yeah, she
Where's
wants.
the leash, John Boy?
I have to agree with girl. I think she wants to put him on a tight leash and treat him like her dog.
That's what I just said. Where's the leash, John Boy?
And this is why I don't like this episode. It's like John was so independent, intelligent, and thoughtful, thinking of his future with the printing press last week, and now he's a love-struck 12-year-old again. Puppy love. Remember that song by what was that? They called it puppy love. God, I hate that fucking song.
All right.
And maybe the people close to him, whether he stands his ground or turns and runs.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you it makes sense there. Huh.
Yeah, but I think
It'll
he's
make sense to her.
I think he's just accepting and saying, I don't want John Boy to continue to rant on. So yeah, I'm just gonna accept what he said. Look at his expression again. Ralph Waite coming across with a great expression right there.
So anyhow, they're gonna talk about Ariel, blah 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 blah. This seems to be better than. How about you go show it to Ariel? Just don't brag about it. Blah blah blah.
Right.
Here they're selling everything, but Vesper is so loyal. that she's gonna stay with them even though she can't get paid now. So she's gonna have to find a different way to get paid. Huh?
Like all my
Well,
life together.
They're a little old for that girl.
Didn't they say that the colonel's going to move into the farmhouse and live there or some shit?
He's going to live with the housekeeper in a shack. Yeah.
Yeah, so she'll still have a roof over her head even if she's not making a paycheck.
Right.
And she's probably got enough money in the bank after working for the old colonel for years anyway. So, and I'm sure he'll invite her over for dinner every night. And
no, she's gonna live with them. She's gonna live with them.
No, they're living together.
Well,
they're shacking up.
Okay,
Look.
a housekeeper with benefits. Then okay, I get it.
Well,
Well, I never realized the Waltons were that progressive.
It's not like Colonel Linville is, like going back in the days of Thomas Jefferson owning a plantation, and
Well, I'm thinking, hey, it could be, white love on with black love. Like, why not? Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
And this, of course, is West Virginia, so
Yeah, but we don't have those little blue pills in 1936, so anything along that lines is going to.
I have to break anybody's fantasy, but not every old guy needs a blue pill to get it up. I'm just saying.
All right, we're not going to talk about your Viagra there.
I don't need Viagra, which I just said.
So PvP doesn't need that much motivation.
I don't need much motivation at all.
All right. So they're moving out. He's saying how stubborn he can be. He's just gonna stay there.
Unless I had to deal with Serena, then I would have to have a lot of motivation because she's
Serena. Oh yeah. Well.
Right,
this is the point in the episode I actually started to like it.
Okay.
Because Elizabeth goes to the real house and learns the truth about her friend.
Yes?
Does Ariel live here?
You mean Effie?
No, ma'am.
Effie.
I mean Ariel.
Wait, I should have caught on right away, like a little bit sooner than she did.
I know the aunt knows exactly
Effie
what's going
sometimes calls
This
herself
isn't new
that.
behavior for her.
You come on in.
And we've seen this lady before, right? In a previous Waltons episode.
What's her
The lady
name?
that plays Doreen Liang. Or Doreen Lee. Yeah. Doreen something.
For me, the last 10 minutes actually saved this episode. Like, I was
she was in the Braggart. She was in the Braggart.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah.
But I think it was a different actor or a different character.
Yeah. Yeah, Doreen Lang. Yeah, she plays
You
Meg.
the little Walton girl?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm the troublemaker.
Effie will be so glad to see you.
I wonder why Elizabeth's not questioning, like, why she call herself Effie.
Elizabeth is very open-minded, like all the Waltons, though. She just soaks it in. She doesn't judge.
Oh, hey, PvP, I meant to ask you a question. Does Cammie Cutler do her own hair, or did they have somebody do that for her in the braids?
I don't know. I just followed her a couple days ago. She actually was nice. She didn't actually reply, but she gave me a diamond status, ultimate fan badge on her channel with another 36 people. So she obviously saw my comment. So
yeah.
I'm sure Cammie appreciated it, but I will probably approach with some comments on her over the following weeks, and when she actually responds, I'll let you guys know. Because I always thought she was great as Elizabeth. She was so good as a young actress in this. Like, she's a really good actress at this age, and I always thought she was a great character in the show too. So, it'll be great to chat with her. If I ever get to chat with her, I'll let you guys know. But she seems very open to the fans. She actually talked about the Waltons clan had a public event in Hollywood last week where there was herself and about 3 or 4 other of the still alive, like a lot of the brothers, and they were there signing autographs at the table. And I was like, fuck, I wish I could have gone, but of course I couldn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great.
Yeah, can you read this chat?
Yeah.
PvP grinds up Viagra into his eggnog, then look out, ladies. Okay, I don't. Thank you, Lemon, but I really don't. I don't need Viagra. I don't need it at all. By the way, did anybody see that meme on Facebook where Joe? What was it? One of Trump's people got a 5-hour hard on when he learned that there was a war starting in.
Oh no, that'd be Lindsey Graham. He's
Lindsey Graham. Yeah, that was a meme. That was hilarious.
He's a piece of shit from South Carolina.
That was so funny though.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. He's not one of Trump's people. He's a fucking rhino who has way too much money in Raytheon.
Okay, I guess somebody was obviously mocking him, but it still made me laugh.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. But anyhow,
her mama and her daddy are gone. I'm her aunt. Oh,
yeah.
Mama and Daddy go on a trip.
Oh, how innocent of her! I think her mommy and daddy went on a
This
trip.
is such a this is the scene that turned my rating.
Her mama last year and her daddy the year before.
I was kind of wish they would. We could have cut out all that crap with that one gal there. We could have learned so much more, like what happened to her. But how she goes in there, and her mom tells her, then everything just kind of goes back to they just start playing with each other like nothing happened. Blah blah blah.
You might want to qualify that they're playing with each other. They're having a tea party, Gorilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a lesbian.
Come on, PvP. Come on, PvP. Come on now.
I love it though. This is the best part. This is the only part of the fucking episode I enjoyed was the last 10 minutes. Because I love it with the old colonel or whatever here too, right?
Yeah. He said, it's just a relief for him. And now that everything, it's kind of like the sit there. The struggle's over finally. You're just like, oh, that's done taken care of. Let's just move on now. He doesn't have to worry about losing everything because he already lost everything. But anyhow,
I love the honesty. I love the honesty here because when you get old, you are very good with letting go of a lot of shit that you used to think important. You guys will get there one day if you're still alive. And this is very true. It's like, the things I used to value so much, I don't give a fuck about them anymore. And this is a very true scene, and I love it. This is the end. Yeah. The last 10 minutes of this episode saved it from an FU for me.
Yeah. So anyhow, Selena takes off running. So John Boy hops on Blue and tells Blue that he'll leave him alone with the thoroughbred if he can catch up to her. Oh, come on, nothing for that. And how they just start screaming at each other. They're crazy.
A lot of
finally, John Boy finally grows
right
a pair here.
We're fighting a war. Somebody decided to call it a depression, but it's a war all the same. People are fighting for food, for shelter, to hang on to simple human dignity. I'm in that war with my family. And so are you now.
Didn't that just give you some deja vu right there? For fighting for our home, for our family, put food on the table, for our dignity.
It's just like today.
Like deja vu.
We're doing the same thing today, aren't we?
Yes.
I gotta go to the food bank tomorrow morning. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
And the question for you and the question for me is exactly the same thing. Are we going to survive? And you haven't won that war yet.
Oh, so I tried to enlist you in my war in Spain, and now I'm supposed to join yours?
Well, the difference is she has no choice now.
Right.
But to join the war.
Yeah, this is pretty scary that this is how this episode, right, from 1976, predicted something 49 years later that we're all going through.
Well, it's not really a prediction. It's not really a prediction. It's called the fourth turning.
Foreshadowing.
Look up the fourth turning. Look up the fourth turning.
Yeah.
Or it can be summarized by this simple phrase. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create bad times. Bad times create good men.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I understand. Simpsons did get some things right. Okay.
Okay, we should talk. We should just hash this out at backstage.
Yeah, we will.
All right.
Yeah. No worries.
Selena.
It's
I
almost
want to
over.
get this. I
Does
want to
someone-
get this shit episode over with.
Oh, come on. We only got 6 more hours to go.
No.
Appears there are
Okay.
a lot of battles a lot closer home than Barcelona.
I wish I
Yeah,
had my.
that's enough of this.
I don't have my samurai sword, but would a kitchen knife do the trick?
Hey, no.
Hey.
There's nothing wrong. You got to go with the old-fashioned toaster.
Easy.
Finding out, blah, blah, blah. Can't run off, blah, blah, blah. He's just basically telling her she's a fighter, blah, blah, blah.
He's telling her she's an idiot.
Yeah. And now,
eventually
now cuts the credits. They're right when they're going to.
Is that where it ends? Is where they're getting ready to kiss one another?
No,
Yeah,
no,
I'm pretty sure a little bit more than that.
they suck a lot of face at the end of the episode, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, they do.
So, with our
Yeah.
epilogue here, Selena did stay with her grandfather, did transfer the boat right, and as she predicted, there were times I regretted it, but mostly after the collisions, when we had picked ourselves up, got our bearings, and we found ourselves headed in the same direction and grateful to have each other's company.
Sounds like marriage to me.
So John Boy's talking about a lot of makeup sex, is what I'm hearing here.
Well, the Red Oak wasn't too far from where they were making kissy face.
I just couldn't stand.
I'm not lying. I know where it was.
I don't like her character, though. I think she's a pain in the ass.
So we're gonna start with Germ here. What's your thoughts?
Go for it, Germ.
I didn't really have a problem with this episode.
Really?
Her attitude was quite true, but that's what it's supposed to be. I think they took it from other older comedies, particularly Taming of the Shrew. There is a very similar character in that, but they just modified it more for John Boy. So that part was okay. The B story, I didn't have really a problem with. Get Elizabeth Moore going on her own. So that was fine too. So overall is a B-.
B-. Oh. High praise coming from Germ.
I'm amazed that Germ has been so generous tonight. Wow.
It gets higher praise for having less of the children in it.
Yeah.
Mikey,
I can't argue with that. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Mikey.
Okay, well, Germ, I don't know what the hell you just did, but you read my mind. I gave it a B- as well. Although my reasons were a little bit different. The reason being because, first of all, the B story just wasn't that interesting to me at all. And I was happy for Elizabeth, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think it was needed necessarily. As for the A story, the only reason the only reason that saved it was that conversation that Grandpa John and John Boy had. If they didn't have that conversation, I probably would have given a lower score, but or a lower grade. But yeah, B- was my grade. Yeah, that's it. B-.
Alrighty, thank you. At PvP.
Well, I guess it's my turn to be the harsh bastard tonight and bring sanity back to this pathetic panel of over lovers that love crap. Okay, I'm being an asshole, and you know what? Fuck it. I'm enjoying being an asshole for once because I generally don't. I was ready to give this episode a fuck you out of 10 when I watched the first half. The only thing that redeemed it was the second half, which I started to enjoy. I love the little redemption scenes towards the end when Granddad was losing his fucking home and that bitch girl that was fucking toying with. Well, I mean, come on. You got to be a bitch to want to drag John Boy off to a foreign war he doesn't even fucking understand, really. So the bitch started to come around when she realized Granddad lost his fucking estate. Sure, he had a little small house to move to, but he still was basically poor. And she realized she had to be a responsible human. She better stay in the community and go to Boatwright University, and seemingly she did. So that's one point that saved it. Second point, the last bit of the episode where Elizabeth goes to her friend Ariel and discovers from her aunt living there that Ariel doesn't. That's not even Ariel's name, and she goes in and she kind of gently confronts her lies, and then they have a tea party, and they kind of, they're still friends, but it's kind of like Elizabeth realizes that a lot of the stuff Ariel quotation marks has been telling her has been bullshit. So Elizabeth finally realizes she is just as good as she is, and I love that part of the ending too. So I can't give it a B. I can't put it to a B level. I just can't, because there was too much that pissed me off. God, where am I going to put this as a C? I'll give it a middle C. I'll give it a middle C. I'll be generous tonight. So it gets a solid C, if that's okay.
Well, C is better than if you gave it a D, and then we could.
I was ready, as I said, I wanted to give it a fuck you out of 10, but the last part saved it. I didn't like most of it. I find Selena a very, very annoying fucking character.
Well, you know what? I'm pleasantly surprised that German and I actually came to common ground. We actually came up with the same grade. We haven't done that very often, and for otherwise, a couple different reasons. I think we both agreed on why we gave it the grade we did. So, but go ahead, Gorilla. Your last.
Yeah, I'm really waiting for Gorilla's nomination on rating.
Well, the problem with this episode is you got that horny drunken girl, not drunken, but the horny bitch there. She's so eager to get off to fight a war that's not hers. She's ignoring the all she's doing is run away from her fucking problems there, and instead of being able to become sympathetic or trying to get into the mind of the character, she just come off as that fucking annoying bitch. You just want to smack the shit out of there. And then they got the bad actor for Elizabeth's friend, which this story's gonna have no impact on the entire series there. Which I can understand where the kids come from. They just didn't get the right actress for this, or kid actor for this, where she's kind of going in like trying to forget the trauma of losing her parents, so that she kind of recluses into this. We have such a great life, and it's just living it all in her mind. But it just came off as she's just an annoying little braggart. That's the problem with this episode.
So,
yeah,
why'd you give it, Gorilla?
Hey, PvP. Oh, wait, never mind. I accidentally hit something here. But anyhow, it just came off as a fucking annoying as hell, which I just wanted to smack everybody that came up with this. And I don't think Richard Thomas did a great job directing this.
No, he did a shitty job directing. And
I agree. Richard Thomas should never have directed another episode.
D plus.
D plus.
Wow.
Wow.
That's originally what I was going to go for too. So, fuck it. I'm gonna demote this to D plus as well.
Yeah.
I thought this was a complete shit episode.
Let's see.
It was crap. It really was crap, especially compared to the last episode, which we all were like rating like an A or something. I think most of us, right?
Us too. Yeah, I mean we did.
Yeah. So let's see what the chat says.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's have the chat voted.
I'm kind of nervous. I think
I'm going down. Yeah, fuck it. It's a D. Yeah, fuck this episode.
Well, and with overwhelming with almost Kim Jong-un numbers, Here to hear stupid shit from Gorilla with 66% of the vote.
Wow.
A plus to A minus got 11%, B plus to B minus got 11%, and C plus to C minus got 11%.
So we're in the 11% tile.
Okay, I'm just guessing the people that voted A and B level are going to be checking into an insane asylum soon, hopefully.
Yeah. So, all right. So, and welcome, Ancient One. We just got to the end of the review here tonight.
Oh.
And he's telling us to check it out and smash the like button there. Then he goes 11, 11, 11, the triple 11s.
Triple prime 11s.
Yeah. So
I'm too tired. My brain doesn't think in 11.
So let's wrap this up here so we can all. Well, I'm gonna go watch Babylon 5. I'm not sure about you guys, but I know Last Call with Troy Pacelli's gonna be streaming along. Well, he's simulcasting with H Boomer and Netter and Stark of Iron. You know, there's pretty sure there's other people streaming. So thank you H1, thank you Scurvy for coming, thank you Curtis Helby for coming. He has more of a political channel, but he's also kind of starting out new. They're doing a refresher there with a new channel called Nothing to See Here, Citizen, where he will be where he has the place political chat you'll ever see.
Oh.
Thank you to Phantom Boomer Explorers for coming. He has his Cosby link here. They got 2 episodes of B5 after his movie, so make sure to check him out. And thank you, FKCH 2005 for coming. He has a couple videos on his channel, so make sure to check him out. And thank you, Euler Greg, for coming. Euler Greg does spoiler-free reviews, so make sure to check him out. Hey, what are you guys doing with Sit Dan there, Germ?
Sistan is not doing his Monday through Friday streams for the moment due to his prior obligations.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but he has a bunch of stuff on his channel, so make sure to check him out. And thank you, Suzanne, for coming. Hopefully your family comes through this war unscathed there, but we'll be praying.
All of us.
By the way, is Sistan still doing a Friday stream, Mikey?
You mean Saturday? At this point, I don't believe.
Saturday, yeah.
At this point, I don't believe he is. No, I don't believe.
All right, so Mikey, what do you got going on?
Okay, well, tomorrow I'll be trying to work with Charlotte Nightstar, the werewolf. She has a podcast at 4:00, and then she usually does what we call Nerdaholics Unite, crusading live stream, open panel, and usually it's about an hour afterwards, so around 5 Eastern time, which is about 2:00 PvP's time if you want to come PvP.
If she puts I know she's in the public. She's got a public thing on Facebook, so if she posts a link, I will certainly consider it. Exactly.
Well, that'd be good. And if she forgets, I'll make sure to send you a link.
That'd be
Sunday,
good.
Sunday, I won't be there for Gorilla because Sunday's my day off. But Monday morning, I think I might, after I do my Red Dwarf stream, I might discuss a little bit about the war and what's going on with the situation. So a little bit of that, but then on Monday night, a very special live stream, and I'll try to invite most of you guys to come. Hopefully you can. It's going to be my wife Suzanne's 59th birthday, but we're going to make her 39, at least for a year, and make her like the female version of Jack Benny. And that's going to start at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So 4:00 Pacific, 5:00 Mountain, 6:00 in the center of the universe for Gorilla. So that's what's coming up for me. Yeah. Always expect
All right, PvP, what you got going on?
Not a hell of a lot, actually. I've just been watching the live streams about what's going on the last couple of days. I don't want to mention that on the live stream, but yeah, not a lot going on, actually. I've been really taking a lot of I've been sleeping a lot lately because I felt really, really tired. So, yeah, I'm just catching up on sleep, basically. So, I'm a very boring person that you probably don't need to pay much attention to. So,
Oh, hey, thank you, Sir Lemon.
so yeah, I'll probably take a nap after this.
Alrighty. Thank you. Drew, what do you got going on?
Monday we'll have Mothra versus Godzilla for the Monday Monster Movie Watch Party, and then 5 o'clock Pacific time on Wednesday we'll have the Nerd Night Roundtable.
Alrighty. Thank you. As for me, nothing to may do something in the morning, but I'm not gonna. But tomorrow night there will be nothing because I got a free concert and a free beer garden. That trumps anything. But right, Sunday we got Mr. Movie Night, which hopefully Curtis can make it to. Otherwise, Tuesday will be the Cigar Lounge. Thursday will be 2 more episodes of Sarah Connor, but I might have to make that earlier. Our next Waltons episode is I'm not quite sure.
Season 5, right?
Season 5, episode 1. So that's actually a really good episode. So with that guys, just
wait, Gorilla, let me look it up for you, okay? So you know what comes up. Here, I'll take a look at it for you real quick. Just give me scrolling. I didn't say the other thing. Okay. So season 5. Man, no. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, there we go. Season 5, episode 1, called The First Edition.
Don't we have one left in season 4, or am I mistaken?
No, I think that was it. Yeah. The Collision was the final episode of season 4. Yeah.
Really? Wow. Did they ever send into season 4 in this shitty episode?
Yeah. So next Friday will be the First Edition, season 5, episode 1.
Okay, am I guessing the First Edition will be about John Boy publishing his newspaper?
His first newspaper, yeah.
That'll be cool. Okay, I'm already looking forward to that one.
And he said something about his brother Ben, which infuriates Olivia.
Oh, does he get Ben working for the paper?
No. Ben does something wrong, and John Boy feels obligated to print it in his first edition, and Olivia gets pissed off. Mom gets mad.
Okay, hands up. I have no idea.
Yeah, it should be good for next week.
Yeah, should be fucking better than this fucking shit.
But anyhow, you guys, everybody, have a good night. Remember to be girl, and also remember.
Look, here's the thing. Fine. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
We've been stopping, being through the night, rising like gorillas, ready for the fight. Sending out a thank you, every shout and cheer. Your love